What is up, Squared Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos. Today we're coming at you from the Mobile Command Center live here in this freezing weather. It's super cold. For those of you that live in Jersey or on the East Coast, I hope you guys are staying warm and you're staying safe. It's been ridiculously cold the past 2 days, so I just hope that everybody's okay and you guys are wearing your winter jackets and your hats because it's no joke. So, today we're going to be going over the a baby deck that my teammate Graham was using in our most recent Battle Chamber video. The deck has since been updated. He's not currently running the same list as you can see right here. He did take it to Atlantic City for the PPG Pro Play Tour event, and he made a couple changes, especially, you know, with the release of Clash of Fates. So I definitely plan on eventually getting an updated version of it, you know, probably with Graham himself. But I kind of wanted to just showcase what he was using during the Battle Chamber video, because there was a lot of requests for it. So we're just going to get right into it. We're using the baby leader, of course, as you can see. It's pretty good, not going to lie. It's probably the best red leader that we have right now. I mean, the new Freeze is really good, but I really do like Baby as a leader. The mechanics that it uses, you know, utilizing the subtraction of battle power is really neat, and I like just how it synergizes with, you know, Graham's build. So shout out to you, Graham, for making an awesome deck and inspiring me to play Baby. Even though I don't pilot it as well as you, I definitely like playing Baby. So on the front side, it's simple. You know, attack a leader, draw a card, and then once per turn, you can take a life, add it to hand, and reduce one of your opponent's battle cards by 5,000. So it has a good way of getting rid of all like those pesky 1-drops, Crisis Crushers, stuff that's going to hinder your plays. You know, you could just get rid of them easily. Awaken, untap 2 energy, and then on the back side, it's attack, draw a card, and then activate main once per turn. You can choose one of your battle cards, reduce its power by 15,000, and then choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards and reduce their power by 10,000. So you can see kind of how it lends itself to that energy reduction or that power reduction to just get easy KOs on the board. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to start off with the black cards. He's playing 2 Dende, new to the job. This is just to, you know, to kind of stop the ramp. You know, it's a cantrip. It's a you know, it's a 1-drop draw card, so it replaces itself, but it's cute that you can, you know, bring it back with Shenron and just continue to blow up energy if they decide to play Objection or something like that. So that's the main reason. You could lock your opponent out at 3 energy, and this deck can function very well, you know, just going up further and further and further into more charging turns to just get bigger threats on the board. So if your opponent is greedy and plays an Objection and you can get this off early enough, you can definitely lock them at certain energies and just keep recurring the Dende from the drop with the next card we're going to talk about, Figure of Majesty Shenron. This card is nuts. It just is so splashable in any decks, in any deck out there. You know, being able to activate 3 different effects, you know, untapping energy, drawing a card, giving something crit in 5k, it's just insane. So you're playing 2 Shenrons. And in this deck, you can obviously play it. You can play it for free if it's on your Awaken turn. Because you can play Shenron, draw, untap 2, and then Awaken, untap 2. You just play it for free. So you're getting insane value off of it. It's just a really, really good card. Shenron is one of the best cards in the game right now, I would say. Then you're playing 2 Zeno. I mean, as you get later on in the list, you do see the Chain Attack Zeno combo. It's just a really good answer to problem boards. You know, whether your opponent goes wide or there's barrier cards or if their hand gets too out of control, it's just a good answer to just getting rid of those cards. And Zeno is always going to be a really potent combo in the meta. Next, we have the 1M2. I personally like playing 2 because I feel like seeing M2 early is very important. This is a free 5k combo always, and you could just kill 1-drops. But, you know, I guess space issues, you know, it's tight. But 1 is definitely, you know, better than none. M2 is just a really versatile card. The minus reduction if you choose a leader is only for the duration of the battle. So just keep that in mind. It's not for the duration of the turn. Those of you that are trying to combo M2 with Frost, it's a good idea. It just doesn't work. But yeah, M2 I like because it's another way of getting rid of pesky 1-drops, and you can bring your stuff down really low to where you just swing over your opponent's battle cards. Next, we have 4 Revenge Death Ball. It's a reason to play Baby. Revenge Death Ball is just an insane card. It's basically Shugesh Kid Goku for 1 red energy. You give yourself plus 10k, and you reduce a battle card by 15k. And, you know, if your opponent swings at you with a battle card that has 15,000 power, Revenge Death Ball just KOs it before the combo power is applied. So if they shotgun onto their 15k and you have a Revenge Death Ball, you have a good chance of killing that card. Next is kind of similar. After Image is kind of similar to that. It's one of the new Sparking Negates that we got in Set 5. You know, as long as you have 5 in the drop, you can activate by taking a life and negate it. You know, it's not a counter attack. Like, it doesn't negate the attack. What it does is, it's a counter attack window, but what it does is it reduces your opponent's card by 10,000, and then you gain plus 40,000. So if they're swinging at you early with Storm, this is definitely the counter that you want to play, because it's going to kill their 1-drop Bardoks and their 2-drop Gotens really easily. But also for late game, it gives you that plus 40k. So if your opponent really does want to take the combo challenge to get up there, if they have just an insane amount of cards in their hand, you know, by all means. But it's a good card. It doesn't stop the attack. It just reduces power and gives you plus 40k. But that can be pretty nifty. And the reduction for the 10k is for the duration of the turn. So if your opponent has multiple battle cards on board and they swing at you with one of them, you can, after Image, give your battle card plus 40 and then reduce their active battle card 10. So if they choose to attack with that card, it's going to be 10k less. It's just pretty nifty. Then we have our 1-drop Intensifying Power Trunks, self-explanatory. Self-Awakener, it's a good chain attack evolve target. It's a red Earthling, which we'll get into a little bit later, but it's just a good solid 1-drop if you need that extra damage or that extra card in your hand to put yourself in awakening range. Then we have 2 Heroic Duo Videl. It's just a 1-drop counter. It's a body counter, so you want to be careful if your opponent is playing the Kai that stops you from putting bodies on board, but, you know, it is still a pretty good card, and it's an Earthling, which we will get to. And then we have the Dash Pack Baba. She's really good. She's a 1-drop that when she comes onto the board, she increases one of your Earthlings by 5k. And then when you combo with her, you draw a card and reduce one of your opponent's cards by 5k. So it's really nifty because you're getting pluses. You're playing a good amount of Earthlings, and you're also in theme with the reduction of attack power to just kind of KO stuff as you go along. 4 super combos. It's Bulma. It's standard. You're going to get to 4 life really quick in this deck, and it's an Earthling, so it's searchable off of our next card, Everybody's Pal Yamcha. I love this card. I think it's like a Goten card, but it's a little better because it's 5k stronger. You know, swinging for 15k is super important. It's only a 2-drop. So you kind of bring this guy out and just get insane value off of this card. Looking at top 3 for an Earthling, as you can see, this deck is riddled with Earthlings, super combos, Trunkses, negates, whole bunch of stuff. So you're getting insane value off of this Yamcha. And if you really want to, you can bring it back with your Shenron's ability because it is a 2 or less. So you could just bring out Yamcha and just continue to get value off of it. It's just a really solid card. Don't sleep on this card. It's very, very good. There are a lot of Earthlings in this game, so just definitely don't sleep on Yamcha. Next, we have the Tech Baby Subdual. I don't like this card personally. I'm more of a fan of Vow Revenge, but that's just me personally. Baby Subdual is really interesting when you get it dropped on you. Basically, what it does is you tap 3 red energy, and you could take control of one of your opponent's battle cards with 15,000 or less, and then put it on your side of the board and give it plus 5k. So what you want to do is, like, you want to take their like, you know, their investment. So a lot of the times Graham will, like, if he's playing against a Shenron deck, he'll just reduce the Shenron and then just take control of it. So now he's got 2 Shenrons on board. You can just take control of anything. Like, if you're playing a mirror match, you can take control of a Yamcha. You can take control of a Burst Attack Son Gohan. You know, there's so many things you can take control of just by reducing it to 15k and then just baby subdueling it and then just taking benefit on your side of the board. It's really sneaky. It's really cute, but it's not bad, you know, if you use it properly. Next, we have, of course, Double Strike Champa for your win con. Obviously, Champa over Kai because of the whole, you know, debacle with the wording and the auto and having to choose the battle card. You know how it is. So you just play the Champa. Then we have 2 Fearless Pan for when you want to go wide off of Chain Attack, because it does give your leader double strike, and it's essentially a win con. And it's not bad because it's a barrier blocker, so even if you don't win that turn, you do have some defense for next turn. Then we have the Impeccable Kaba from Tournament of Power. This card's really interesting. It's a 3-drop 15k, but when it comes on into the battle, if your leader is red, it gains plus 5k, so it becomes a 20k swing, and this card cannot be countered. So you can't activate counters in response to Kaba. So if you're trying to swing for game, this is kind of like your win con, essentially, that's not going to be countered. If their hand total is low enough and you can just pressure with Kaba and a double strike and then just shotgun, they really can't negate it, so they'll have to combo out if they don't want to take the damage. So it's pretty sneaky. You can bring it off a chain attack, so it's another good card. If you bring it off a chain attack, it's a 25k swing, so that's pretty insane. And you can always make it crit. You know, with the Shenron, you can activate Shenron's ability to give it plus 5k in crit. So it'd become a 25k crit on that turn, and you throw a Champa on there. There's just a lot of versatility with this card. I do like it a lot. And it does have some synergy with your boss monster. So then we have Big Daddy Grandpa Gohan. It's the 3-drop 30k. Essentially, it's just a beater for cheap energy. This does get you over Deadly Defenders, aside from Zeno's, of course. But, you know, it's a cheap investment for a big beater. And, you know, making this bad boy, you know, double strike, 40k double strike, or giving it crit with Shenron is just ridiculous. It's just a really good card, and it opens up a lot of different plays. It opens up a threat that your opponent has to answer. Then we have burst attacks on Gohan. Obvious reasons, if your hand gets low enough, you can play this guy out, draw 2 new cards every time you swing. It is a crit strike, and it is a chain attack target, so you can bring it in off the Swarm. And it is an Earthling, so it's top 3 off the Yamcha as well. That's the other thing too, guys. Yamcha searches for any Earthling off the top 3 and shuffles. That's really, really good. Yamcha is just a really versatile card and does pressure early. Next, we're getting into our 2 Glory Obsessed Prince Vegeta. This is just a better Jiren. When you're playing with a red leader, you swing and then you can untap it and restand it. It's just really good for pressure, just to get clear boards. And it's an awesome card if you can get your hands on it now. I think it's like $7 or $8 right now. So if you guys can get your hands on these cards right now, if you like to play red, I would definitely consider playing this in your red decks, because it's just a really solid card. It's not an Earthling, so you can't search it off of Yamcha, but it's just one of those cards that's too good not to play. Then we have 4 chain attacks. Of course, chain attack is like the bread and butter. You know, it can help you swarm the board and go wide. It can help you play defensively. It's also just a really good card because it attacks battle cards. So a lot of people are going to ask, oh, what's the answer to the striving to be the best Son Goku? Chain attack Trunks and Kaba can attack active battle cards. So you just put these on board and swing at it. If they negate, they just burn to negate. If they combo out, they just wasted a ton of cards to get out of that. So it's not a bad interaction. You don't have to play cards that tap him down. You just kind of swing at him if he's inactive. So 4 chain attack. And then the last card, which is the spice, is the Tournament of Power Vegeta. This card is ridiculous. Like, I didn't know how good this card was until I got it dropped on me a couple times. I was just like, wow, that's dumb. So he comes out for 5 energy, and then you can restand a Universe 6 or 7 Saiyan and give it both of the cards triple strike. So you restand, so what you do is you play Kaba, you attack with Kaba, just have your opponent waste cards, and then drop this Vegeta on board, restand the Kaba, give it triple strike, and then swing with a Kaba that can't be countered and has triple strike. It's insane. It's just like, they both have triple strike. It's 6 damage on board for 5 energy. It's wild. I never thought it would actually be really good, but it actually is really good if you can get there. Obviously, you want to try to stretch to the later game to bring out your win con, but you know, it is what it is. This is like one of those gotcha cards that we all like to say, especially Graham. You know, like, you don't expect this to get dropped on you for game, and then when it comes down with a force and just hits you for all that sexy damage. But like I said, guys, this was like a preliminary build that was tested a lot at locals. It's not the final build that was taken to AC, so I'll work on getting that updated build for you. But I figured you'd want to see this just because it was used in our Battle Chamber video. It's definitely a good starting point. I definitely like it a lot. If you like Baby, definitely experiment with these ratios and this deck build to see kind of where your playstyle fits. And, you know, don't overlook any cards. Like, who would have thought that, you know, that 5-drop Vegeta from Tournament of Power would have actually been really good? So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't look over any cards. If you want to try something, try it because you want to, not because you feel like you have to. There's a lot of different variety in the game right now. We're moving into a very healthy meta. I can't wait for set 6. We're going to do some conversations about that in the near future. But I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Shout out to my sponsors, Computer and Gaming Universe, Level 1 Games. Shout out to Shenron's Lair. Thanks for this awesome platform, how we make all our deck profiles here at No Counters, No Combos. Thank you guys so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And let me know what you guys want to see on the channel next. We'll see you in the next video. Be there or be squared.